What's up everybody? In this tutorial I'm going over how to design gears like this. This is something I made, and I actually 3D printed everything. So I got this whole setup made, and I will show you how that works. And there she is. Now, the way it is set up is that it gears up every time. So here I put in the input, so it goes from a bigger wheel to a smaller wheel, which creates a acceleration over here, and then it goes from a big wheel, so this is turning faster than this, and then it gears up over here so that this is turning faster, and then there's a bigger wheel on here. It goes to a smaller wheel that's connected to an even bigger wheel over here, and that goes eventually to this propeller. Eventually this thing turns 30 times when you turn one time over here, and as you can see it works like a charm, and it blows like crazy. And that's it. So I was surprised how well that worked with all the gears. It works very smooth, I gotta tell you. So that's why it got a little out of control and it ended up like this. But anyway, I'm just gonna show, because these things work so well. I thought I'm gonna make a video on them, on how to design something like this, and also how to make different sizes that work together. Because yeah, it's not difficult, but a little tricky for some people maybe. I had to think about it at least. So let's go into that. So I'm gonna start with a base plate. That's pretty much what I always do. Triple click this, press G to make it a component. Also I'm gonna make a little box here which helps with some stuff. For example, also make this component. If you want to rotate something, let's say another box, if you want to rotate this, you can. Now on this is pretty easy because you can just do it on object, but let's say you have a ball or something, then you can select that and press Q, and if you wanted to rotate on the green axis, you go to this surface, press shift, then you go to this thing and it will stay on the green axis, and then you can rotate it. Also, if you want to draw a circle, you can go here and press shift, and then you can draw a circle wherever you want. So we are going to draw a circle. You have to determine the radius that you want, so I'm just gonna say 50 millimeters. Yes, I'm working with millimeters. Oh, it's a little bigger than I thought. So what you have to do is you have to look at the number of segments and the length of the outline of the circle. I'm just gonna call it outline. You can find that in the entity info window, and you can find that under window over here, and over here entity info. So you will see why you need to look at that. First, actually, you need to determine how big the how big the gear teeth are going to be. So I'm going to say 2 millimeters by 2 by 2 by 2, and make a little round tippy top on it, like so. And this is a little rough, so it's also something you can do in the entity info to change that afterwards. I'm gonna say 20, that's good. Makes it nice and smooth. Triple click this, make it a component. So now this is 2 millimeters wide, and now you have to look at how long this outline of the circle is. Now that's 314. You have to divide that by the length of the gear teeth. So 314 divided by 2 is 157. But there you have to have, when it comes to the segments, that has to be an even number. So 157 ain't that. So we're not gonna take 157, but we're gonna take 158 segments. So now the circle has 158 segments, and those should all be 2 millimeters long, or about, because we rounded it up a little. Come here, you. It's a little annoying because I made it a component when it was in here, if you know what I mean, like this. So that's why it was annoying me. So now I should move it, should be able to move it. So you move it, you grab it on the edge, on the bottom, and you let it snap on an edge point right here. It helps to make it on a little angle so you can see it better what you're doing. So now I'm gonna use the rotate tool. I'm gonna rotate it, grab it from this point and let it snap on this line, circle. But because we were not exact, because of the not 157 but 158 segments, we do have to adjust this thing a little. I'm gonna use the scale tool for that, and you can let it snap to the actual edge of the circle, and you can see in the right bottom corner that it's indeed scaling down a little, but that's fine. So it's not exact. You can do it more exact, but never really 100%. But you can do it more exact. I will show you that later. But this should work fine. I'm gonna delete this. I don't know why I did that. So now I'm gonna explode this thing and make a line from there to the circle, to the center. It helps to, okay, and then back to, not here but here. And then we can delete this and this. So now we are going to rotate this with the rotate tool. Hold shift, make sure it stays on the green, and let it pick it up here Press Control to copy, and it snapped on that line. And then the amount of copies we need is 157. It's pretty much the amount of segments, but we already had 2 segments over here. This thing has 2 each, so we need to divide 158 by 2, which is 79, but we already had one, so 78 times. So you type that in, 78x, enter. There we go. That's pretty much well, yeah, what is it? Trick you need to know. You can make all kinds of sizes gear like this. Pick the eraser tool and just delete all this. You can extrude this to whatever you want, and there you go. And of course you can make a nice actually, let's do want a little center line that helps. You can just make nice designs like you could see in my example that I made. You can make all kinds of nice stuff. If you want a tutorial on that too, then well, what the hell, I will do that too, but I think it speaks for itself. You know, I'm already beginning to do it apparently, but you get the point. You know, you can do this, something like this. It's giving it a pretty nice effect. Actually, it doesn't. Well, whatever. you get the point. So when I was talking about doing it more exact, I was talking about this. Well, I pretty much typed it in a way that it speaks for itself, but you can see what it comes down to is when you have determined the 158 segments, which I did explain, what you can do then to go a little more exact is to determine the diameter you need to relate to the 158 segments a little more precise. So what you then do is you determine the outline or the circumference of the circle, which is then 158 times 2, that's L over here, that would be 316 millimeters instead of more or less 314. So divided by P is this, and then you have the more or less exact diameter. And but SketchUp needs a radius, so you have to divide that by 2, and then you have the exact radius. So as you can see, it's pretty minor, to say the least, but it could make a difference. I mean, I did this, but I'm just a little crazy, I guess, sometimes, but I like precise as possible. It actually does make it does make a little difference, because when you scale this down, this tooth, to match the circle, when I don't do it exact, it says in the right bottom corner about 99.99, and when I do it more exact, it says about 1. So it's well, you know, you can see the difference in there. It's a little satisfying, you could say. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this video with some more pictures of the gears that I made, and well, I hope you like it and you have some fun with this. If you have some questions, you know where to ask them. So have a nice day, everyone, and good luck. Cheers.